Won't there be a rant? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and find out. I was always going to wait for people to get the alert to get in here, if they even get the alert. You never know. Again, with YouTube, what the hell is going to happen? Mark. What's up, Mark? What's up, Corey? Big Baller. What's up, Big Baller? Oh, shit. Jerome. What's up, Jerome? SJW shit the battlefield? No, I didn't see that. What did they do, dude? What the fuck did they do now? Jerome, how you been, man? At least Jerome's really a black guy. There's a... I don't know what it is, but sometimes, like, white kids make, like, black guy icons, and then they act like assholes. But then it's not really them. It's, like, there's some 12-year-old white kid. So, like, sometimes it takes me a while to figure out, like, everybody's real. You know what I mean? Like, when I see your Instagram photos and shit like that, I'm like, oh, yeah. What's up, Awandi? How you doing, man? Damn, Awandi, it's late over there, isn't it? What is it, like 2 or 3 in the morning or something? What's up, Jasmine? I know Jasmine's real. I know Jasmine is a real person. My foot's doing okay, Earl. I don't know, Big Baller. I'd like to have 1 million subs. That'd be pretty badass. I'm trying to, like, cover every gamut of everything. I'm trying to, like, bring these Q&As to the channel, to do these every day. Then I'm trying to get the funny comedy clips from Corrupted up and trendy news up, but I haven't really followed up on all that stuff. I need to be doing all of that every day, and if I do that a little bit more, we'd probably get a few more subs and shit like that. They have woman in a World War II game, and the one of the main characters is an English woman with a hook for a hand. She's also on the front cover. Oh, that's weird. That's so weird. You know what would have been great is if it was a white girl with a hook on her hand, and then the black guy, and they're like leading the charge, and like they just pretend like the white guys aren't there. Hey, for all the evil shit that white guys have done, you know, in the past and in the present, you know what I mean? It's a little, it's, you know, it's a little. You can see why there's shots there. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, you get it. You know what I mean? You know. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know why it's not more rounded. Like I like I like when they try to represent everybody, you know what I mean? I just don't like when they exclude people or take a dig at somebody, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind if there was like different color, different races, and all in a whole game, you know, white, black, Asian, whatever. Have everybody in it, that's cool. Just don't take a weird shot at the white males, because now I'm playing the game, I feel weird. Or I'm watching the movie and I feel weird. I'm like, man, we really suck, huh? Like I feel like shit, you know. It's just like back in the day when they would always make the black guy die. It's like black people going to movies are probably just like, yeah, let's go see another movie where the white people are happy at the end and the black guy dies right away. It's like the same thing. I know, like, we all made the jokes back in the day about that, and even today, to this day, still you still see some of that. But you know, now you can see the weird, like bizarre stuff that happens. But yeah, back in the day, I remember that. I just meant to be like, man, it must be a fucking, must suck to be to always go to the theater and in one of these major movies and the black dude dies right away or whatever. It's like fucking ridiculous. Like, can we just have a good movie? But no, there's lots of them though. There's lots of different movies that do a lot of different things, so it's pretty cool, you know. Um, I can't even think of stuff right now, but there's just tons of shit, man. Woman in the World War II. I don't know. I guess I didn't. I have to look at it. I'm not mad right now, you know. I want women to do like well too. Like I don't want them to be like not forgotten about. And I think that they should be pushed a little bit. But it's just the lengths that they push things like in these games is fucking crazy. Sorry there was no SmackDown review yesterday. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do one though soon. Um, but yeah. Sav, what's up, Sav? My ankle's a little sore, but it's alright. It's not like throbbing pain like it was yesterday. It's funny because they gave me a prescription for Motrin or whatever, but I don't even think I need it at all. Yesterday I did. I felt like this sucked. Like, I was in the emergency room and I was like, this sucks ass. Like, I want to get out of here because I'm in so much pain. But today I'm not in any pain. I just when I walk on it the wrong way, it hurts a little bit. So it's just a I would say like a medium to severe ankle sprain, you know, somewhere in there. It's not even that bad. I honestly, like, if I didn't go to the doctor for the hamstring pull, I shouldn't have gone probably for this, you know, but whatever. I don't know. I heard the pop and I was like, oh, this is weird. Whatever. I know what happens on SmackDown. I just kind of haven't watched how it happens, you know, if that makes any sense. I need to watch it to see the flow of it, to see if, you know, what I like or don't like about it. Honestly, I don't know why people want the Young Bucks and Omega to. Yeah, I don't come here. Don't do it. Don't come to WWE. You're gonna be ruined. Remember when everybody, for some reason, we all got excited about Bobby Lashley? We're like, yeah, Bobby Lashley, he's for real now. He'll be like Jinder Mahal coming back. Like, they'll treat him a little more seriously and everything. And then, you know, look what happened to Bobby Lashley. He got treated like shit. My fucking seat not working. Why isn't it working? There it goes. What's up, Big Bad Ads? How you doing, Big Bad Ads? The fuck was that? My car just was like the weirdest noise. Yeah, I don't know why. I still to this day don't understand what JB is saying about monetize this, because it's almost like the Dave Rose situation. Because I don't know, we had a fine week the week before last week. You know what I mean? It was only this week that we had a bad week where it was like, you know, some guys hijacked the show a little bit. We didn't have a bad week the week before, so I don't know why he was like, oh, I think he's kind of using that as an excuse. I think he wanted to leave anyway because we were having good shows. In fact, I think if you go back, you'll probably find clips of him saying the show was great and everything. Like, oh, what a good show and everything. So I don't know. I think he's just busy with life. But I'm gonna try to bring in somebody else. I'm gonna try to. I don't know. We might be okay with. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll probably have Troy, me. I mean, even Leah doesn't really say anything anymore. She kind of just comes in when she feels like it. So, you know, Troy, me, and Ken, and maybe one other person, or we'll just take phone calls, one of the two. But I don't know. I think JB's crazy if he thinks that. I think he's wrong. I don't know. I agree with him if he wants to leave and he's busy and, like, you know, I mean, he doesn't, whatever. But I don't think that there was anything wrong with him or any of us. I thought we were pretty funny. You know, I think the belt thing adds to the whole thing when you do a 6 to 7 hour show. We always monetize this has always been a 3, 4, 5, usually 4, 5, 6 hour show. So, you know, you have segments. You have segments where the hosts might talk about stuff that's funny or serious. You have donations that come in that are funny sometimes. Then you have the belt competition going on, and all of that stretches throughout a 6, 7 hour cycle. And, you know, in that 6 or 7 hours, you maybe get 45 minutes that's funny. You might get 40 minutes that's serious and interesting. You might get 3 hours of just fucking bullshit fucking shenanigans, you know. But live is fun to listen to. You know, but if you were to monetize this and try to, like, re-edit it audio-wise, I think that's the best thing usually. Like, if you edit out most of the donations that don't matter, or that don't kind of cohesively go with an audio sample or an audio podcast, and you just took all the funny moments from monetize this and some of the callers and some of the topics, and you condensed it into an hour to 2 hour podcast, you have a pretty damn good, like, straight up podcast then. Pretty good one, I think. But certainly as a 6, 7 hour show of live chaos, it's not a podcast. That's the thing. Monetize this isn't a podcast. It's sort of about, you know, anything can happen, and we're having fun. We're trying to make money for the show. to keep me on the air. It keeps all monetize this funds almost every 80% of everything we do. So without that, or maybe not 80, but 70 or 60% of everything we do. So without that, monetize this is number one. Believe it or not, the number one revenue stream for Joe Cronin Show and Corrupted and everything we do everywhere is monetize this. It's the number one revenue stream. Number two is Patreon. And, and a big part of that is out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Or, no, out of nowhere, Jesus Christ. Corrupted podcast. So monetize this, yeah, there's almost no planning to it. We just kind of go in and we go nuts. Sometimes we have 1 or 2 or 3 things planned out, and that's about it. When I get moved out of this, if we ever get a house, which I say almost every time I stream, I feel like I'm a fucking annoying with you guys. You're probably sick of hearing me say it. But when this happens, we're going to be working a lot more on formatting shows more and having more topics. We're going to have guests on and things like that. I don't do it as much now because sometimes, you know what I mean, I can't book people a certain way. I can't always record things a certain way. I have to come out to my car to do it, or go in and, the kids are awake, and it becomes very tough. But when I can sort of close the door, lock the door, and say I'm recording now or I'm doing something now, and we have a studio set up, that'll be a lot easier to do it. Bailey, the sushi was great. There's this great sushi place that's really good here. I don't know. Bailey never won. Yeah, I could see him being upset about that. I'm surprised he never won. That is shocking to me. With Ken and me, I technically never really won either, I don't think. Did I win? I mean, I stole the belt. I think I might have won using money in the bank or cash in the bank or whatever the fuck it is, points in the bank, but, I didn't really win either if Bailey thinks about it, you know what I mean? I kicked Ken in the balls and took the belt. I never, got voted. I mean, I won shows, though, and Bailey didn't, and that's the thing. So I'm sure he lets these things bother him too much sometimes. I don't think he knows how much people like him, so, oh, that's too bad. He's ridiculous. If he wants to have more time with his family and he doesn't feel it's worth it, then that's fine. I would love to have Bailey come on the show and you know what I mean, have him come on and monetize this for 2 hours if he could. An hour to 2 hours, you know what I mean, and book him that way. Where he could say, I'm gonna be on at, midnight to 2 a.m. or, you know what I mean? But maybe I won't be, you know what I mean? That'd be fine. If he said that, then I'm game with that. You know what I mean? I'm all in on that idea. But he says he knows that, but he just says he's still done anyway. So I don't know. I think that's stupid. Even if we had to, pay him more money or pay him something out of the show, if we get a certain amount of donations, he gets a percentage of something. To keep him on, I would do that. That's how valuable he is. And I don't know if he doesn't know it or what he thinks. But, it's really tough now, but that's why I hope to grow the shows and channels like they're growing right now, but I'd like them to grow even further and bigger. And if we can do that, then eventually we can again afford to sort of put everyone under one umbrella and one app, have some way to make the show live in the mornings, at night, and run everybody's shows throughout the day. It would be ideal to, get the shows on Patreon or get the shows on the website, only something like that where it's like a Sirius XM satellite radio where you can just open up your phone and go to the show you want and listen to it or listen to it live. I don't know. That's the goal eventually, so that, I have a couple shows that come on live. We have our big shows that come on live at night. Ken has a couple ones that come on at night. Bailey has his shows that come on. And then other people that we hire will have shows that come on. And that's the goal, is that JB doesn't work at anything but this stuff. Kenton doesn't work at anything but this stuff. I don't work at anything but this stuff. And then we bring on some more people, and then we have a studio. We can send Tommy NC to like things to interview people and do bits. That's the goal. To do that, so that you guys, you know, there's stuff to listen to in the morning, afternoon, and night. And I know that we're not all in the same time zone, so, you know what I mean? We would be primarily set up on an East Coast time slot, but, you know, you can listen anytime, anywhere, any place in the world, but also, you know, you can go back and listen to the on-demand content, where it will all be uploaded to iTunes. That's the idea. That's the goal. And I've already got lots of the programming set up and worked out. We're not there at all with money wise, but we're obviously at the point where I can run shows and run this show myself. I can run my shows myself, but we're not at the point where other people can yet. But we are at the point where they can submit stuff to me to where I can upload it and create a whole network myself. That is about where we are, but not quite where I can sustain it. So we're getting there. We're on the way. Everything is trending upwards. So I mean, if we keep pumping out content and keep doing this, we should be okay. I just uploaded episode 29 of Corrupted Podcast to iTunes for free. So we're on episode 50 next week. Next week is episode 50 of Corrupted. It's going to be huge. We're going to do something special. We're going to have some guests on, I believe. It's going to be a fucking crazy Corrupted next week. So if you're not a $1 patron a month or $2 patron a month, become one at least. I know many of you guys upped your pledges to $5, so thank you for that. To hear Morning Madness as well, which is kind of like my personal little audio podcast. Who wins Game 7, Caps or Lightning? What's up, Squid Man? I got to go with Caps because I'm a Bruins fan, so I'm not happy with Tampa. You know what I mean? Sorry to my Tampa Bay friends. Tampa Bay is awesome, dude. They're fucking snipers. They really, like, have what it takes to win a cup, it looks like. So this is going to be a tough one for the Caps, you know? It'd be nice to see Ovechkin finally do this. But I'm also kind of liking the Knights as well. So if it's Knights versus Caps, I like both teams. I have a feeling, you know, I have a sympathy for the Caps to finally win. You know what I mean? Those fans deserve it. You know, the Knights being a new team, it's harder to root for them, but yet is, in a way, you want to root for them because you want the fans in Vegas to, like, it's such a special thing that's going on right now. So, but if Tampa wins and it's Tampa Knights, then I'm going Knights all the way because I just can't stand Tampa after that Bruins series. But Tampa Bay is awesome, and I love Steven Stamkos and all the, and you know, the Bruins beat them the last time to win the cup in 2011, and they were really good then, you know. So this time you saw Tampa kind of reach that next level again, kind of like they did back when they won the cup. What, in 2003? I think they won the cup. I don't know. What wrestling school did I go to? I went to Killer Kowalski's school, which is a part of Chaotic Wrestling, which became New England Wrestling Academy. You know, Triple H went there, China went there, Kofi Kingston went there, Sasha Banks went there, and the list goes on and on and on. Eddie Edwards, I mean, there's so many people. But also, guys, I've been doing a segment on my morning podcast on Patreon where you guys can submit questions like, my girlfriend beats me, my dog hates me, my dog's dead, my mother hates me, I lost my job, I got run over by a car. Ask me questions, talk about whatever. And so just remember to submit questions to me for that show every morning, and I'll answer them, and we'll do a whole segment of the show. You can either DM me on Patreon. You can just go to your messages and DM me and message me on Patreon. Be like, hey, this is from Morning Madness. Or you can email me if you want, joecroninshow@yahoo.com. Or you could email me anonymously if you want. That way, you know, if you're like, I don't want to say my name, whatever you want to do. It's fun to do that. joecroninshow@yahoo.com or DM me. What did I say? Oh yeah, so Corrupted episode 50 is next week. So that's going to be huge. So yeah, we look forward to that. And I forget something else I was going to say to that. I don't remember what it was. Exactly. I'm still losing my voice here. I wouldn't go to Raw. You couldn't pay me to go. Beely, unless you got the tickets free, I wouldn't go. That's just me. I wouldn't go to shit unless I got paid. or they were given to me for free, and they'd have to be like front row. You know what I mean? Like some of those tickets I got that I was sitting at SmackDown for, I made a statement like, nah, I wouldn't go to SmackDown unless I was in the front row. I wouldn't go. You know what I mean? And then the WWE people reached out to me and they were like, oh yeah, here's your front row. Why don't you go? I guess I'm going, you know. I thought they'd be like, F you. Tonight is Out of Nowhere podcast, or Out of Nowhere live. So Out of Nowhere, we'll talk wrestling. So tonight will be about wrestling. For anybody watching right now who doesn't like wrestling, doesn't get what I'm talking about here, my other channel is a wrestling channel. We talk pro wrestling. I know it's fucking weird, but we do. And it has I can't go live from it right now. So we'll go live from this channel. So I apologize to everybody here who doesn't give a shit about wrestling when I bring it up, that you're just like, what is he talking about? This channel is supposed to be about news, the world, mostly comedy, and fun, and not really about any wrestling or anything. But, you know, we do what we do. But what's cool, too, is finally JCS Gaming sponsorships were unlocked, so people can sponsor me on there. Now, if you're already a patron and you're already subscribed on Twitch and you're already all that shit, I mean, do you want to drop another $2-3 on a sponsorship on YouTube for no reason other than some cool emojis and shit you can do in the chat room? I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe not, maybe don't, but maybe a few of you will, and that will help out, and so it's there, and we'll try to utilize it. It'd be cool to get a couple sponsors and see what happens with that. But you know, I totally get that there's just so much shit, dude. You guys have got to be one of the most stressed out audiences ever. Like between this site and that site and this YouTube and that YouTube and this podcast and that podcast and Patreon and pay for this and will you pay for that and donate this. It's just insane. But if we didn't do it this way, I wouldn't be here. So fuck it. We'll take the good with the bad, I guess. And again, I'm working hard. I'm really working hard on writing letters to sponsors and sponsorships. I'm trying to reach out to like energy drinks, new companies, people who have Kickstarters, to advertise their Kickstarter and their brand, explain what my shows are, that they're mature, that we kind of say fucked up shit. Like, do you want your brand associated with that? You know, so it's hard to sort of write those letters to people. You know, Corrupted isn't so bad, you know, so I've submitted some things there. And the goal there is hopefully we can get funded that way or as well that way, you know, I don't know, so we can do more shit. But I am trying that pretty. I'm working on it, you know what I mean? I'm doing everything myself. I should probably have a sales team or something. But we'll see, cuz you could hire a sales team and just say, "Hey, you know, call everybody, get sponsors. Get them to pay, you know, $50 a month. Get 50, you know, get 100 sponsors, you know, I don't know." And then you give the sales guys, you know, 15% or 20% of every deal they close for sponsors. I don't know. That might be something that I do. Yeah, I gotta start a gaming schedule. I think I'd like to do that with Patreon. Especially, there's so many patrons that, I mean, maybe $5 more patrons, maybe $10 patrons. I don't know. I'm working on that. That will be an announcement soon to where we can, like, I'll have a schedule and we can game and stuff like that. I don't want it to be like, pay Patreon to play games with me. You know, like, that's stupid. Like, I don't like that. But what it would be is that, like, at least we could guarantee that there's a time slot to hang out to do stuff. So maybe not even that. Maybe not even that. Just more like a designated time where I jump on and we can play. But I don't know. Maybe it does have to be like that, because if you don't schedule it, then it just, so many people want to play games, and then you never get to everybody. So I guess you do have to schedule it. As douchebaggery as that sounds, or as douchebaggy as that sounds, like, pay $10 a month and you can schedule the game with Joe. Like, that's so fucking stupid. But it's like, I guess that's sort of what has to happen. Other than what happens now, which is randomly, like, people go, "Hey, well, I'm on," and then I'm like, "Hey, yeah, jump on in the party and play," and then we do play randomly, you know. But many people say, like, oh, they missed me or they couldn't play with me, and will you play with me now, and I'm busy. So maybe if I set it up that's scheduled, it would be better. I don't know, but I just feel like I didn't do that before because I feel like that's like a douchebaggy thing to say, to do. Yeah, it is a douchebaggery thing. Yeah, I don't know. Streamlabs is not on. I always have to say this during these Q&As. Streamlabs is not on right now. Twitch alerts isn't on. I could enable it, but I didn't. So the donation thing isn't on. So just don't use the link to donate right now. I know it's telling you Nightbot is saying donate now is Streamlabs. Don't do that. It's not active. I'll refund you if you did it by accident. But if you want to super chat, the super chat does work down below. The $ super chat does. If you want to ask questions, that's the best way to do it. I might see your question though. So I have not watched Smackdown still. B. Lee. I'll be streaming for. I usually like to do these for an hour. I'm not sure. I'm looking in my inside right now. Leah just fell asleep a couple hours ago. I'm expecting her to wake up in a few minutes. I need to wake up my son. And my other kids are just playing, and I don't hear any screaming, so they seem okay. Will I still play baseball after my recovery? Man of 1,005 holds. Yes, I probably will. I don't know, man. If they ask me to play again, I'll play again. Fuck that. I'm not afraid. I will run though. I need to run a little bit more, stretch out, maybe have some take some like muscle building shit or something. Maybe because I feel like my muscles, it's like a pop in the muscle or a tendon. I don't know. I've never felt the ankle injury like this. It's on the back of the ankle. You know that bone that sticks down or whatever that sticks down in the back of your foot and then connects to your the bottom of your heel? That like bone, you can just kind of do that too on the back of your foot. And it stretches down. It's all inside there and then deep in and then up that it's fucking killing. But normally when I hurt my ankle, it's the bottom or the mid or the lower end of the foot. So it's really a weird ass spot. I don't know what the fuck happened. Pop steroids and perks. You know, the hospital, they were like, do you smoke weed and do you like, are you into drugs and stuff? Because it's a real druggy area, so they always think that people come in with bullshit injuries and stuff like that. I think they thought I had a bullshit injury because they were like, all right, and then when they x-rayed it, they were like, okay, he's saying all this stuff about pops and it hurting, and now there's no negative x-ray. But I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you smoke weed and everything? I'm like, no. And she's like kind of staring at me and stuff. And I was like, but I'll take some. I'd like some right now because that would be the best thing ever for this pain right now is to smoke a joint. I'll tell you. I don't know why they did that though, because it's fucking illegal now. It's legal everywhere. So what the fuck? I mean, maybe they just ask you that anyway. But she was asking me in a weird way. It was very weird. Like, how much marijuana do you smoke? Do you smoke weed? Weed? I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, oh, how often do you? I go, oh, once a year or something. I don't know. But, I mean, I'd like to have some now. I would like right now, I would like to have a Motrin and to smoke a joint right now. Like, because I was in such pain that I was like, I bet you weed would be awesome right now. She's the one who actually got me thinking that. And then I started craving it and I was like, fuck. You know? How long do I do these for? I don't know. I don't really, sometimes I do these for an hour, but it depends. It depends on what the questions are that are coming through the comments, how I feel, super chats, how they're doing, what I mean? So I kind of add that all up. Like, is there anything more I want to say? What are you guys saying in the chat? And are there super chats coming in? So like those three things I weigh, and then eventually when I'm out of things to say and the same old questions are coming up, or I can't see them all, I just say, all right, well, it's time to go, or if just I've been away from the kids too long, or Leah needs help, or I usually don't go more than an hour, but sometimes it depends on that. I don't know, like I'll probably wrap this up in a few minutes, but it's been fun. Smoking a bowl of gas now. Yes, gas would make me have a headache. Like smelling gas would give me a headache. Smoking gas would blow me up probably, but I don't know. Unless it's like smoking your buddy's ass or something. What big news stories have broken during Monetize This? I don't know, lots of them. Lots of them, man. I was minorly friends with a girl named Christina Grimmie, who was just an unbelievable singer. Like, I loved this girl. Not like that, but I just loved her singing. She was so fun, so nice, and she was always cool. A couple times with us, and she fucking got shot, like, and died, and we were live on Monetize This, and like I'm sort of like, casual internet friends with her, you know what I mean? Like, we would sometimes talk about stuff. And I found out she died, dude, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and some dude shot her, and that was awful. We did that show that night, and like, so many of her fans were coming into the show, you know, we're trying to do monetize this, talk about like dicks and balls and everything we're talking about. And so many of her listeners were coming in and just being like, thank you for being live to talk about Christina. And so we went it kind of like fucking derailed the show a little bit. Like, it went from, you know, we're trying to do monetize this to like, also, like, we took calls like from girls who were crying and fans who were crying, and it was really weird. But I felt like it wasn't, like, I wanted to talk about it. So like, I didn't mind mixing it into monetize this. I thought it helped me. I monetized this, obviously. I didn't want to make a penny off that, because we were getting a lot of views off that news, which I felt weird about. But at the same time, I think she would have been happy, because there was some place for her listeners and fans to go. Nobody else was live talking about Christina Grimmie, and we were. And so that was horrible. But that was a big thing that happened. Lots of other big things, man. Like, Robin Williams died. Like, just so many people have died during monetize this. There's been a bunch of shit that I probably forget. I don't even remember half the stuff, but lots of stuff seems to always happen when we were live and monetize this. Oh yeah, okay, Squitman remembers. He says the first hour was typical monetize this, and then the news broke about her death. Yeah, and that really, I mean, like, I'm not even that close, you know what I mean? I'm not that close to her. Same thing with China. You know, China had been talking to me for 2 weeks, and we were going to get her on the show, and she'd been so nice, and, like, she thought stuff we did was funny. And then it was like, oh, she's dead. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do I talk to people and they die? Buddy was it Buddy Lindell? Who was it? I had a wrestler lined up to be on the show. I emailed him, and we talked through email. He was awesome. And then, like, legitimately the next day he died, like, in a car accident or something. He died, like, the next day. Was it Buddy Lindell? I don't remember now. But that was very fucking weird. Because I had him lined up, and then the next thing you know, he was dead. And I was like, shit, I might have been the last person that he talked to. I think I was the last person I talked to. Which was really weird. I think that's who it was. He was really cool, too. It was really fucking weird, man. Like, I read it in the news, like, I just talked to him last night. Show the feet. Oh, it's okay. It's just fucking jacked up down there, man. Ryback and Jim Cornette are still alive. Yeah, they still hate me. Ryback's situation was so dumb. Like, it was so stupid. You know what I mean? I made a joke about him, like, saying, you know, he wants like $2,000 to be on the show. He wants gold bars to be on the show. He wants 70 cars and 2 naked women to be on the show. And then the guy goes and makes a video, and he's like,
I never said that. This guy's telling lies about me. And it's sad that we live in a world where people just fucking slander your name and everything and make up things.
and it's like, well, number one, it was obviously a joke. Like, why are you making a podcast about this? Why are you getting upset about it? Number two, it turns out that he actually did want $2,000. In fact, he wanted more than that. And Grimm's Toy Show fucking dropped the beans on some of that. So, number one, you're a liar. Number two, I was joking anyway, and you took a joke that I made on Twitter, and you turned it into, like, basically trying to get your, like, audience to attack me. And so then, you know, then I responded and made fun of him for real, because what a fucking psycho. And then I go down, and then I see him at WrestleCon, and you guys know me. I have a track record for this now. I think people understand this. I have a track record for, if you fuck with me, I probably will fuck you back. I will fuck with you back. Like, if you fuck around with me... It's probably Leah wondering where I am. I will fuck you over back. And, did this really just stop the stream because of that? But, I gotta go find out what's going on. But, I will also eventually try to make up with you and be like, hey, this was obviously a misunderstanding. We had some fun, but I want to say sorry. And that's what I tried to do. Let me go find out what's going on real quick. I'll be right back. I'm not done with this shit. Ah, no. Woo. That bear has been left out a little bit. So yeah, that bear don't smell the best. I will say that. I scared the hell out of him though. He just ran away. What a little bitch. If we ever get a house, the first thing I'm doing is having a flaming tables match with the bear in the backyard. We'll test that insurance out real quick. That'll be some fun. Tables, ladders, and chairs with the bear. Then Leah can get really concerned about me getting injured. Yeah. Leah's woken up with a headache. sucks limping around like an idiot. And now I gotta go grocery shopping because Leah's making me go grocery shopping. I'm like, great, I'm gonna be limping around the fucking place. I can lean on the carriage though and just kind of like hop around. The people from All In actually emailed me yesterday and said that they do have tables still available for me. Actually, they were like, well, yeah, we'd make a table for you. We really don't have many spots at all, but, you know. So, at the StarCast, I think it's called StarCast, I don't know, I mean, I have a table if I want, you know, so I don't know. But, I don't know if I'm going to go, so... Yeah, they were pretty cool, man. I didn't expect them to say anything to me, so that's pretty. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't have a ticket for the event either. That's the other thing. So I mean, don't know what would happen there, but I don't think I can go. Plus, I mean, with just, you know what I mean, I I can't do it. You know what I mean? We're trying desperately to save to like be able to start looking for a house in July, and that's not looking. I mean, it's looking pretty good, but it's not looking. It's very gonna be really close. Maybe not. You know, the worst thing that could happen is we could not have a house, and it could be September, and then my son has to go to school again, and it's like I don't want him to go to school here, and then we move in September, October, November. Um, that would be the worst to move him. I don't want to move him out of school in the middle of a year, so that's the worst. That would be bad. So, you know, and then if we can't start looking till August, you know, we may not. I don't fucking know. So I don't want to spend anything on anything unless somebody says, here's your plane ticket. You know, I'm not going to go to that. So, but it's cool that just to know. It's kind of like when if a girl ever looks at you and is like, yo, I want to suck your ass. And then you're just like, well, you know, I got a wife, but fuck yeah. You know what I mean? You're like, cool. Like, I can't do that, but like, I'm gonna count that as a win for me. You know? For sure. Is that fucking Young Republican, or is that just a different YR? Here is enough for a chocolate malt. Enjoy. Thank you, YR, for the $1.99, man. Hey, it all adds up. It all adds up. Gotta do a certain amount a day, every day, to hit the right goals and numbers. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chat, and I salute you for that. Yeah, Becky, the salad tosser. I don't know what she's doing. She's probably dead, Squid Man. Becky, the salad tosser, is either dead or right now she's got a mouthful of cock right now. That's my guess. Absolutely my guess. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. I say if we all play the lotto every day, one of us is gonna win. You know what I mean? And here's the deal, like, what if you win the lottery, right? If we all play the lottery every day, what if one of you wins the lottery and you win like $300 million, right? And you're like, you know what? I love Joe and I love this show and I love everything. So I'm going to give Joe $10 million, right? You win $300 million, like after taxes, you have $300 million. And you're like, I'm going to give Joe $10 million. Like, holy shit. First of all, you get a lifetime fucking credit and production credit on the show. Right? So then you send me $10 million because you won the goddamn lottery. Well, how does that benefit everybody else? Right? Well, I think we would benefit everybody else because what we do is we take 1 million of that at least, and we would just give away money on the show. It would be awesome for like, that'd be like our gimmick for, we'd give away $1 million, you know, over the course of 3 years or whatever it is. You know, hey, next caller wins like $1,000 and shit like that. People would just be like, what the fuck show is this? And we'd just be giving out thousands of dollars, helping people out all over the place. Man, that would be the fucking balls, dude. Absolutely. And honestly, I could probably reinvest that money into the stock market and into funds and equities and stuff to where I could probably make that money back every 6 months. I almost guarantee that. And if I could do that, then number one, we could always be able to just give out money on the show. We could support St. Jude's. We could support tons of cancer research things and people and like kids and shit. And then on top of that, we could probably, you know, buy and flip property and start making millions of dollars a month. And then I could pay back the $10 million that the person gave me. And then the guy would have just gotten his money back. And then we would be off to the races. And then I'd become like I'd try to become one of these rich guys and then just go around doing cool shit. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be the balls if your job was just to help people. Because I have almost every stock I've invested and flipped in the stock market has gone positive in a chunk of a way, right? So if I was rich and I could invest that amount of shit into it, you know, hey, we would make the money back. Then you buy property, you fix it up, and you fucking outbuy everybody all this shit, the banks, you drop some shit, you hire the right crews to fix up and flip the house. Now you're selling real estate for 20% or 40% more than you bought it for, left and right throughout the country, just fucking monopolizing it up. You can't not make money doing that. When you have money, you're gonna make money. So, and then I would use all of that to basically try to play Santa Claus to everybody. And that would be the ballsiest job ever. Like, what do you do? Oh, I run stocks, I flip houses, and I do a podcast, and I do it all so I can be rich and then just give money to people. That'd be the balls. You'd be like fucking Robin Hood, but in a different way. It's because you're not robbing anybody. You're just fucking using your money to make more money, to give money out, and to stimulate the economy and make a difference in people's lives. That'd be the shit. Because a lot of these guys, these rich guys, they just keep getting richer and richer and richer and richer. And they do give money to people. You know, they do give money to some funds and they do give money to some charities and stuff. But they're constantly making money on the stock market every year. Then they're writing it off on their taxes, and then they're flipping real estate and stuff like that, and they're just constantly getting richer and richer and richer. And it's like, do you really need all that? I mean, like, I would, you know, I mean, you know, once you got $80 million of your own, you'll never lose it if you're smart, or if you try to innovate. You'll never lose that money because you can spend money and make money constantly, because that's huge buying power. For instance, and by the way, Dolphin on high. Dolphin, the fuck was that? Dolphin on high. Here's enough to beat the great young Republican. Dolphin on high goes $3 in a super chat. What's up, Dolphin? I love you, bro. Can any beat? The fuck is that? My tooth fell out, guys. My tooth just fell out. I'm just kidding. That's not a tooth. It's a piece of soup, a noodle soup. A noodle just came out of my mouth. I really was. I thought a bug flew into my mouth. I was like, a bug flew into my mouth. It was a noodle. Oh my god, that's fucking terrifying. Bugs going in my mouth is fucking terrifying, and they're flying around right now all over the place. I can see them. Oh, thank God it was just a noodle. I just had chicken noodle soup right before I did the show, so almost threw up. Almost threw up on myself. That was gross anyway, though. Yo, Creeper Hostage, what's up? But yeah, YR, what's up? Oh my God, Dolphin on high, baby. Dolphin on high. Dolphin on high going $5 super chat. That's the biggest super chat of this Q&A stream. Thank you, Dolphin on high, for making this worth it a little bit here. You know, thank you, Dolphin. $9 for the hour. I'm working at McDonald's. $9 an hour, guys. I'm at fucking McDonald's. No, actually, I was at Walmart when I used to work at Walmart years ago. That was my salary, I think, at Walmart. My hourly wage there was like $9 or something, or $8. I don't know. Years ago. But yeah, my example of that is when you have money, you have buying power. So I was selling Pokemon cards at one point, right? And there was this particular card that was selling for less money than it should sell for, because everybody was undercutting each other. And I noticed that there hadn't been a new one posted in 2 months. So the card was, some people were selling the card for $9. Some people were selling the card for $8, $7, and they were undercutting it way down, right? And the card should have been really worth $15 to $20. So what I did was there was about 15 of them for sale. There was 15 of them for sale, right? I just sold a card for about $300. I made a big profit of $300 on a card that I sold. So I took the $300 and I bought every single one of those cards that was there. I bought them all. And I listed three of them. I listed three of them, one for $25, one for $22, and one for $20. So I bought all the competition, then sold the card at my price. Well, all three cards sold. When there was one card left, the $25 one, I put another card out for $27 and another one out for $30. Guess what? The $25 card sold. So after I sold all the cards, I had made a profit. Now, years ago, and even days before that, I wouldn't have been able to do that because I didn't have any money to do that, and most people don't. But when you have a lot of money, you can start to control the market and control things, and that's just how it fucking works. And that's why these guys who get really, really rich can, should be able to grow. Big bad ads. Big bad ads coming in all the way from Australia. Here, have some worthless Aussie dollars. What's up? How's it going, mate? How's Australia, man? I always talk about Australia, about it's someplace I want to go. You guys, it's expensive to live there in Australia. I looked at the prices; they're comparable to the U.S. It's pretty high. I don't think I'd be able to live in Australia, to be honest. Big bad ads. Your housing market there is kind of like the California market, it feels like. But maybe I didn't look everywhere, because I did look. I'm not kidding, I looked. Imagine if I moved to Australia, that'd be nuts. I don't think Leah would. The bugs over there would freak us out. In the heat. $13 an hour, baby. Big bad ads, that's what I'm talking about, big bad ads. Fuck yeah. Now I'm making, what kind of money am I making now? Now I'm making my old auto parts store wage, $13 an hour. Fuck yeah. 52 minutes in, so we're even above that. Should have cameras everywhere, no crime. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that you get into an argument there of like it's very Orwellian to put cameras everywhere, have Big Brother spying on everything you do. I would be game for that, as long as the only people that were in trouble were actual, like, real criminals. Like, you wouldn't get in trouble for walking by and slapping a girl's butt or something like that. You wouldn't get in trouble for just being a weirdo on the street. The cameras wouldn't be used to prosecute you for a minor crime. I would say that they would only be reserved for, major crimes and things, but it would be misused, And there are cameras a lot of places now, so they almost are everywhere, but I know what you mean, like almost everywhere, where you can see like everyone like in a neighborhood and fucking, yeah, I get it. Like it'd be very Orwellian, but it would be effective. And maybe some cities and towns and states at some point in the future will vote on that type of stuff, and that may happen. But yeah, it certainly would help with like a violent crime or a robbery or anything like that. Why not? Why wouldn't you do it? But it would be a little bit dangerous. You know what I mean? That control, in as great as it sounds, the control with the wrong people is, and the government would be. It's I mean, if you could tell me 100% that we could, make sure it wasn't used the wrong way. But if you're concerned about cameras everywhere, you should be concerned about your televisions and your houses, because the patent, Sony, I believe it's Sony or somebody else, might be Sony or Samsung, owns the patent for the technology that uses all the little LED lights in your TV to actually see you and to shape you and to watch you. So what the TV effectively does is while you're watching the TV, it's actually watching you, and it can not only record you live or send the signal back, but it can also take like your heat temperature and things like that. So like if a commercial comes on, it can tell you feel a certain way about it, so that it can start to sort of adjust to what you like and what you become familiar with on the TV. That technology is patented already. It's a real thing. You can go Google that and look that up. I forget exactly what the name of it is, but it's 100% real. It's real. That's the scary thing. It wouldn't be that. It'd be kind of like, oh, it's sci-fi. It's not sci-fi. They own the patent to it. And with the internet rules right now, the way they are, technically, they could do it, and it's in their user agreement. You know what I mean? It's not that crazy. Amazon Dot, you already tell Amazon Alexa in the Dot that you give it permission to listen in on you. Everything you say, it hears. You know what I mean? The government has already petitioned to extract voice data and text commands and transcripts from multiple houses where a crime has occurred. And at any point they can tap into it again, because the NSA and because the laws in the US about internet privacy, you don't really have any privacy. So, and Obama, Bush, and now Trump, Obama, and Bush, all three of those presidents, no matter if you love the presidents, you hate the presidents, Bush, Obama, and Trump have all passed a form of a bill that is taken away our freedoms as far as internet and spying and things like that go. So there's multiple different bills and multiple different laws that have been changed to allow people to, like, Google to go into our information or to listen to us or whatever. And you sign the agreement when you buy those devices. So if you're not doing anything wrong whatsoever and you're not going to incriminate yourself for anything, maybe you have nothing to worry about, probably. I have the Amazon Dot, but if you were to say something out of context and the Dot picked it up, like say in Scotland, the guy that made the Nazi jokes, let's pretend that they're trying to say that those jokes about making his dog a Nazi, that wasn't a joke, that he's like actually hating, and he's a Nazi. Well, we all know, most of us with a brain know that guy was just telling a joke. Whether you liked the joke, thought the joke was wrong, whatever the case is, the guy probably doesn't deserve to be locked up. But let's say in the past he's also told jokes about Jews or Nazis or something like that. Now, let's say they pulled up the transcript of the things that he said, if they're allowed to do that, and they could use that against him in the court to say, look, he said these things before. And then he could raise his hand and say, but that's out of context. That was also a joke. I was on the phone with my friend, and I made a joke about Jewish people. Well, that doesn't come across that way in the transcript that we picked up on your Alexa device to back up the idea that you've said hateful things. So now you're really going to jail. And that shit goes on. Anyway, I fucking went really off on a tangent there about that stuff. And, I'm not someone who's sitting there in a wooden rocking chair holding my shotgun, afraid of everything either. Like, I like technology in the future and what we can do. You just have to be aware of the bad stuff that's kind of going with it, or that can happen. Even with this YouTube video right now, everything I'm saying is being recorded and transcribed right on the bottom here. And so if I say a whole bunch of shit that's out of context, they can just take the transcript and they highlight it and they go, look what he said here. And I can say, well, I'm a comedian. And they say, well, no, you're a YouTuber, and this appears to be really what you said. Well, the guy from Scotland said, I'm a comedian, I told a joke. And they said, well, no, you're not a comedian, and this was hate speech, and you're going to jail now. And he got sentenced. He's under house arrest. He didn't actually get jail time. But, to be in trouble at all for what he did is asinine. All right, Armor, what's up? Or Amor? I don't know what that's the name. Nice anime character, though. Sorry, man. See you later, bro. So you got to be really careful, man. You really do. And I think I'm pretty clear-minded, right? Because I'm a fairly liberal person. I'm fairly liberal. I've got mostly that side of me. But I've also got a conservative side of me that's like, let's not be pussies either, and let's not fucking give away our rights to everybody. Even if, sometimes it seems like it's the right thing to do. So you really got to find that balance, the yin and the yang. That's why, too far left, too far right, and you're gonna make the wrong decision based on some kind of whatever, because our instincts is to latch onto a group and to like champion that saying or that whatever the fuck it is with that group, whether you're a race or a language or a gang or a political party or whatever. It's just we all just want to form these groups, and it's fucking stupid. It's stupid to form these groups. It's way better to be a free thinker and then to think about something on both sides, and then you'll either figure out you like one or the other, or you'll find some other solution that the other two aren't even talking about. Blake TV says, Joe, I'm thankful I came across your show a little over a year ago. It helped me through some hard times, and we play y'all at work. Oh shit, dude, that's awesome, Blake. Thanks, man. I've heard a lot of people that play the shows at work or bars or parties and shit like that. I know a group of guys who have gaming nights on Saturdays. They're like 20 or something, and I remember when I was 20, I was doing that shit. And they put the show on while they're playing games and laugh about shit and react in their own place. That's pretty fucking funny. That's cool, man. Yeah, I didn't see Deadpool yet. I will see Deadpool soon. Can you please say my pot-belly pig's name? Really? That's your pig's name? It's Muhammad? Okay. What's up? Yo, what up, Leah? You looking fine as hell. I think that was the joke. I think he was making a joke about, yeah, a pig and the name of the pig, yeah. That's terrible. You think you're having a stroke? I think yeah, it's the sleeping pattern and the work and the stuff outside, and you need to drink a lot of water. You might need caffeine then. What's up, guys? But my leg's okay, man. I'm doing all right. Yeah, man. Leah's just on the porch hanging out. Maybe Leah will do a stream with me again, like me and her, like sit down. I think people like that. I had fun doing that with her. Leah, we should do a stream sometime soon. Where we just sit in front of the camera and hang out. We really should. She wouldn't right now because she's in PJs and stuff, but I love her, man. I just stare at her and creep her out while she's on her phone. My favorite subject in school was well, I mean, it's probably TV class, which isn't a subject, I guess, but it was TV class. Number two would be, besides band, it would be my favorite things in school was TV class, band, and then probably, depending on which course we were doing, was a science. Like if it was a good science. If it was like a mathematical science class of some sort, I didn't like that. And there was some things I didn't like about science, but yeah, probably those. I enjoyed English a little bit, but I didn't enjoy English because at some point they'd make you read a book, and I can't read books worth of shit, so really nothing but yeah, that's it. I like TV and band. That's probably why I'm here on YouTube instead of doing something else that's whatever. I don't like any the classes in high school were stupid. It's all the same old stuff that the government makes them talk about. They lie to you about things. They leave things out. They leave out, marijuana and how they, weed and how it was sold, how it was used, how we used to embrace it and use it. They don't teach you about that, so it's kind of stupid. They also leave out like, that they basically made it illegal just to hurt black people. They leave that out. They found a way to put people in jail or to like demonize people like that. So it's so stupid. It's ridiculous how like they'll just they would leave out so many different things and so many different stupid that it was ridiculous. Kevin Dunn impression? Can we do a Kevin Dunn impression? Hey Vince, I think I got a good shot. Vince, did I do a good job, Vince? Well, you have to remember too. Like I have, I don't know. Everybody has to kind of remember it, right? Like when you talk about one of the parties or one of the other parties or whatever, that you know, there's so many variations of people in those that it's like, you could be on all kinds of different ends of that spectrum. You could be like an old school liberal or Democrat. You could be like one of the new SJW versions of that. You could be sort of a libertarian, like there's so many different things. So it is a mistake to generalize everybody because then you alienate people. Um, but yeah, I don't like titles. I don't like being associated with titles. That's why I'm not one of those things. I don't even like saying independent because that's a stigma to that. Just I do whatever I think is the right thing, and I don't think I'm always right. And if you can do that, you're not bad. Yeah, out of nowhere will be tonight, hopefully at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So I do have to get out of here in a few minutes. Jump in the shower and gotta go shopping because we're out all kinds of shit. I'm not baked. No, I wish I was. Oh man. Yeah, part of me thinks it's cool, but I don't know. I don't know what's for dinner. I'm not really sure, but I think I'm gonna get a headache. I think that's what's for dinner. I think I'm gonna have a headache pretty soon. So that's probably what's for dinner is Joe with a headache. Beely, that probably won't happen based on his reactions that I've had with him, but probably not. Maybe I would do a podcast if it was like neutral, or something like that, or I would at least like you know talk to him. But I don't care. I don't know. He's fine. He's a great guy. He's doing well. I don't know about that, but he does a great good. He's great what he's doing. He doesn't need any help. Let's put it that way. Joe, what do you feel? Joe, what do you do when you feel like the world sucks and is against you? I don't know. I feel like that almost every day, Eric. So I don't know. Um, I don't know. I think that you need to keep kind of changing. Maybe change what you do. Change a little bit of what you do because if you don't change, then it will stay the same. Like um, yeah, if something is really going bad and you're sitting there looking at a wall and you're thinking that this sucks, you should change it. You should do something. I still remember a video that I put out a long time ago, where I was insanely like depressed, and I really was. And I still get like this, but it was really like every day just sucked. And I felt like YouTube at the time it was one of my other channels that's gone now or whatever, but I couldn't figure out YouTube. I just couldn't figure it out. I had no idea what I was doing, and I put out a video that was just depressing. Like, and it was like, I keep trying to do YouTube and nothing's working. And you could do that with anything. I'm trying to get a job at this place that I can't get hired at. I remember I used to do it with Best Buy. I filled out the Best Buy application multiple times, never got a call back, never got nothing, didn't know what was going on. And the only thing I ever did to change that or to figure out why I wasn't getting the job or how to get hired, the only thing I ever did was I asked some guy who used to work at Best Buy, why is it so hard? And he said that the tests, yeah, they're just really hard, those weird entrance tests to get in. It's really tricky and whatever. That was all I ever did. But if I really wanted to work at Best Buy that bad and I was trying to fill out the applications and it wasn't working at all, I wasn't hearing back, I would have called them a couple times, or I would have gone in. I would have said, "Hey, I want the manager right now." You know what I mean? Got the manager and been like, "Hey, listen, I've been trying to work here for about a year. I love this location. I know I'm knowledgeable in this stuff. This is my area. The reason why I haven't really, the reason why I'm not walking into some other places looking for a job is because, I want to work here. Now, I filled out the application when I had a previous job, but recently, you know what I mean, I started filling out applications again. I'm still not hearing back. I want to leave my job and come to Best Buy. you know, what are your recommendations? You know, and maybe the manager would have said, well, why don't you come in, or whatever. If he blows you off, well, whatever, you tried. But if he doesn't blow you off, well, you thought out of the box, and maybe you get a job. I never did that. What's up? I'm coming in like 2 minutes. Yeah. Just like on YouTube, I was sitting there going like, oh, life sucks, and this blows, and why don't I get what I need, and why don't I do whatever? Oh, but dude, here's the bottom line. Here's the facts. I'm sitting there crying on a YouTube video, not crying, but basically crying and complaining, and I'm depressed, and I'm like, oh, why don't I get views, and other people have 3,000 subscribers, and I only have 300, and nobody watches, and my ad revenue, I don't have ad revenue, and like, oh man, I just want to gain an audience. Why can't I do that? It sucks, man. Another shitty day. My job sucks, my life sucks, this YouTube channel sucks, everything sucks. But dude, I was putting out 3 videos a week. 3 videos a week, and what was I putting out? One video would be me jerking off to action figures. The next video would be me running into a wall. The next video would be me in my backyard ranting about tea versus coffee. How am I supposed to grow an audience with that random type of with those random type of videos? You know, if someone comes onto the channel and they see this, they're gonna be like, I kind of like this guy, but I don't get it, so I'm not subbing. I never thought about that. I just thought, oh, I deserve to have follow. Why don't I? Why am I not doing things? And it wouldn't be till multiple other changes and morphs and ideas in my mind. I even said I'm going to do sports. And it wasn't until I said, I really know wrestling, and I really want to talk about wrestling, and I'm going to try to just go for wrestling, that then I began to gain some audience. And then I said, and I'm going to go live. I'm going to do live reactions to wrestling back in 2012 and 13, when almost nobody was doing that. And then I really gained an audience. And so I failed like fucking 6 times. Like badly failed. 2007 to 2012. 600 subscribers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 years. 6 years. 600 subscribers in 6 years. And if you look at those 6 years, I did the same thing for 6 years and expected a different result. Just like I applied at Best Buy multiple times. Never did anything else but just fill out the application and wait. And expected a different result. And guess what? I didn't get the result. But every single time I was successful in something, it was because there was an outside force at work, or somebody was helping me, or I was going above and beyond to try to get something over or to get something done. I did that with WWE. Now listen, I'm not working at WWE, but I was given tickets. I was able to submit my commentary to WWE. I was able to get letters from WWE. And even though I didn't get there, and may never get there probably, but even though that is the way it is, I did something that did something. I caused people in WWE who I never thought I would ever talk to in my life to talk to me. And to say, give me your work. I want to hear it. It sounds good. I like what I hear on YouTube and on Twitter. I like what I saw. Give me the rest of it so we can listen to it and evaluate. Here are tickets to a show. Here are tickets to that show. Top Rope Promotions already had announcers. And I submitted stuff to them, and then they didn't answer. So I went to the show. I went up to the guy and said, yo, I do commentary. Do you need a commentator? No, we're all set right now. But like, okay, well, my name is Joe Cronin, blah, blah. 6 months later, I send them an email linking them my videos and commentary. I get an email back. Yeah, we could use you, and we like the commentary you sent. I remember you coming in here, and we need extra help on commentary. Now, if I just emailed them and forgot about it, I maybe never would have heard back. Maybe, but meeting the guy in person worked. Now, it might not have worked. So if it didn't work, keep trying and then try different things. And then go other places. Go to other states. If you really want to be a commentator, you could be like, well, I called everyone in Massachusetts and no one answered me and no one said they wanted to take my shit. Go outside of Massachusetts. Submit your work to people, to friends, to anybody who'll listen to it, and say, I'm trying to be a wrestling commentator. Let the wrestling fans hear you and say, listen, I'm honestly trying to become a wrestling commentator. I might be bad, I might be good, I might be okay. What do you think? Send it to people. And if they tell you, hey, dude, you kind of suck, well, then now you know you got to get better. And you just got to keep reaching out and fucking going and all that shit, and you'll get somewhere. But if you just think that you're awesome and you keep submitting it and you get no, well, you may get a yes eventually, but also you may suck. Or there may be something missing or wrong. Could be all kinds of shit. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. I just went on a rant. But what I'm trying to say is I wasted so much time feeling sorry for myself or thinking, oh, I suck at everything and this sucks. And to all of a sudden having 5,000 subs and then doing a show that I wanted to do, monetize this, and then doing a few more wrestling shows, all the way to now with what we do here. So, and it's a grind for me. I'm not exploding. That's the next thing, is I need to learn and figure out and do something different to grow the channel faster. That's the next goal. And I'm trying to figure out a way to work on that. And there's got to be a better answer for that. And I'm not the smartest fucking thing in the world, but, you know, if I keep doing Raw review live with the thing every week, yeah, it's going to be okay, but there's got to be another way, something new that would allow for more viewership. And I've already figured out much of it. Because if you guys look at my last 10, 15 videos on Joe Cronin Show, go look at the views. They're up. On news videos, they're up. Because I figured out thumbnail stuff, I figured out some titling stuff, and I also figured out some tagging stuff, and I figured out a few things. And I've done some analysis of and analytics, and I've got an idea of what's triggering these suggested videos. I know why 90,000 people were suggested my Roman Reigns video and why they clicked on it, versus when 3,000 people were suggested one of my other videos and no one clicked on it, so then YouTube killed it. I have a very good understanding of that right now, which is why I'm also going to be doing like a course thing for some of the people that I'm sure there's not, most of you guys don't care, but some people want to learn how that stuff works. And right now I've got the algorithm a little bit more figured out. But it is the hardest it's ever been to figure out the algorithm, because the algorithm is like a living, breathing thing that just keeps moving and growing. And even Google don't know what the fuck it's doing sometimes. Big tits and ass. Fucking JIZZ. I love JIZZ. Yeah, Cavs and Celtics, man. Here it comes. Also, Caps and Tampa Bay. I'm getting ready for it. But anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching this Q&A. I went on a rant there. Out of Nowhere is in a little while, in about 3 hours. So I got to go get the shopping done to get home. Why can't Trump block people on Twitter? I don't understand this. Everybody else can block people on Twitter. I'm so confused. Very confused. But yeah, I'll see you guys in Out of Nowhere on this channel, this same channel, in about 3 hours. Hopefully Jake will be there with Connor might be here tonight. I don't know. But thank you guys. Later. And thanks for the $13 in Super Chats. It all adds up, man. It all adds up for sure. And, I don't know, hit that like button and stick the thumb up my ass. Give that button a click. I can't speak. Do I have any gas left in this truck? I gotta fucking fill it up. Run out of gas on the way to shop? That would suck. Boom. Look at that. Oh, yes, scissor me. Scissor me. Joe, when did you graduate high school? I didn't. I did not graduate high school. I got my GED and then I went to college. I got my GED, filled out a college exam, passed the MCAS test, which all the MCAS test was harder than anything. And then I went to college. I got good grades in the first 2 semesters. Then I stopped. Then I got bad grades in the third semester, and I just didn't want to be there. So I was in the wrong. I went to the wrong field. I should have been in journalism because I always wanted to be on the air. I wanted to be the talent on the air, and I wanted to be a producer as well. And I wanted to be in radio. Those are the things I went to college to do. But my college didn't really have that. It had more of the college I went to really more trained you to be a cameraman and an editor and stuff like that. It wasn't a journalism school. Um, so I made the mistake of where I went. However, they did have a radio program, so I ended up going to the radio program and liking that communications course. But everything else I did not enjoy because I already knew it. I already did it in high school. I already knew how to use cameras and editors and waveform monitors and fucking white balancing shit and certain cuts and programming, timing and logging and all these things. So that's it, man. I'm out. Later. Bye.